Griffin's calling me. Hold on.
Whoa, what? Oh, jeez. Hi, everyone. Welcome to bonus content.
Hello?
Tony's just going to get up and
Oh,
walk
what's up?
away.
I'm recording Rational Passions podcast right now. What could possibly be more important than a Rational Passions podcast?
I could just hear Griffin being more important than a Rational Passions podcast. To be fair, this is the bonus content.
Okay.
So.
Is there anything that you'd like? Is there anything that you'd like me to do after I take that out of your dresser? I mean,
I'm very invested in Tony's story right now.
I mean, see, I could do that and not be on the podcast, but then Alex would be kind of sad.
I would be sad.
Dude, help your friend. Get the fuck out of here. What are you talking about?
He's got.
I'll be there in a minute.
I heard. I got a little bit of it.
Let me go look right now. I guess I'm just going to drop out of this hangout and provide no context other than my half of this conversation to them.
I got it, Tony. Save the day. Now and then there were two. Hi, Notion.
Oh.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing okay.
Yeah. Oh, hi. Welcome to BonusCon. I'm Alex. Nomishin's here. Tony's gone. Tony's got to go save the day. Did I see you hunting for a Super Nintendo Classic today?
Hunting's not really the right word. I stood out and got it. If that's what you're asking.
Well, didn't you not want one?
No, I've always wanted one.
Okay.
It was just never like that day when Best Buy just happened to have it, and I was awake and I texted you and Danny about it. Mm-hmm. I just didn't have the $80 to just to drop on it right then and there, and
okay.
I was waiting for the Amazon one because I could just pre-order that and I wouldn't have to put any money down on it or anything like that. And I was gonna go to GameStop or anything like that. So Amazon was my only option really. Mm-hmm. And then I went back to sleep and then that's when Amazon went up. So that's why I completely missed it. So I was like, okay, well I'll just because it's never that hard, quote unquote, to get Nintendo shit in my area, but it's just a matter of the commitment, how much you want to commit to doing it. I always know if I want it, I can get it. It's just a matter of how I want to commit to doing it, how I got Allie her Switch. If I was committed to doing it, so I had my friend do that for me, and it was a whole thing. So I took off work today, more or less, and I was like, I'll just go out there and get it, and I got out there and got it. That's all it really was.
Yeah.
It was kind of bullshit in part of ways. For one, I got it at Best Buy, and Best Buy the night before, Best Buy said it to so all their stores and everything like that. We're gonna open up at 7:00 so you can get your ticket. Then you can come back at 10:00 and you go get your Switch. And everybody online understood that, but apparently everybody who works at Best Buy did not. Everywhere around the nation, that did not happen.
Yep.
Everywhere. Which was crazy. And I was like, oh, okay. So every Best Buy is just pretty much being an asshole. Cause I just looked through Twitter and then everybody was just well, you just lost yourself a fucking customer, Best Buy, because you're doing this crap. And in some cases, people could just pretty much walk into a store and get one because I know Jared's sister just got herself an NES Classic because she just walked into a Target. Oh, there it is, boom, got it. Mm-hmm. And they had a buttload too, so not a buttload, I would say probably 80 at the at my Best Buy store where I got it from. So I was good. I was the 6th person in line already, and we were good. And because it was at 7:00 when the Best Buy people showed up. And they just went into the store. It was there was nothing for 3 hours from them, and then the sun was rising and it was starting to get really hot. So I'm in this weird Good Samaritan type of mood lately. I don't know. I've just been doing a lot of selfless shit, and I don't
you're
know.
good soft boy. I'm pretty sure.
If you want to call me that, sure. But I went out and got people work. I was oh, I remember that from Kind of Funny. So when someone did that for us. So like I should just do that for them, and people were like super appreciative.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like we were baking in that sun. It was like maybe like 80 something at like 9 o'clock, and like we had like no shadows or anything like that. So like it was right on us. So it was like 9 o'clock. It was almost about to open up. So I was like, just fuck it. I just left. So I guess everybody just thought I just fucking just left the line. It's like it was almost like an hour left, and like and this guy just leaves. Like okay, but then like they saw me come back with water, and everybody was like, oh my god, dude, like you're the best.
You're a hero.
Yeah, pretty much. So.
You pulled a Tony Horvath on him. Yeah. You went and saved the day.
Yeah, that's right.
But, so yeah, I think
that's my story.
I was curious because I saw the tweet and I'm like, I thought Nabashin didn't want to get one. That's how dumb I am and interpreted that way. So I thought you just like the thrill of the chase. Like this was like the internal narrative that I was creating. Like Nabashin doesn't like Nintendo. He just likes the hunt. Here's mine.
It was like it's always like I said, like with Nintendo products, it's like you have to want it to actually get it. Just like with the GameCube adapter, it's like that was like the last time I gave Nintendo any credit as far as like if I want it, I have to actually get it, and I can't like bullshit with it like in any sort of way.
Or you have to know you, and then you text me during work, and I buy it on my lunch break, which is something like that. The GameCube adapter worked. Yeah, this is mine. I got it like an hour and a half ago. It's beautiful, and I love it very much. Have you played anything on it yet?
Yeah, I beat Mega Man X, I guess, as soon as I got home again.
Nice. Fucking dude, fuck that final boss to shit.
What, like, Sigma?
Not Sigma, but like the one when he transforms into like the big two-hand robot.
Yeah, sure.
I fucking hated that. Brant and I couldn't beat that when we were playing it together.
Really? Okay.
Well, like Brant was like, "This is kind of bullshit, and you have to use like this one specific power, and it's dumb, and they don't tell you that." And I was like, "Okay," and then we just couldn't beat it. We got through like the regular like lightsaber duel Sigma fine. Yeah. Although that guy, he fucked me up quite a few times. So like I almost beat Mega Man X. That's the
that's pretty much the end of the game. So you pretty much got there.
Yeah, I got.
You just missed out on a cool credit sequence. That's pretty much the only other thing.
Yeah. I'm excited. Now I have it right to try it. Now the NES Classic comes with this poster. I have not looked at this yet, but I really liked because I saw the top part. Now you're playing with superpower. Now you have an NES Classic, right?
No.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
That was the one I didn't want.
Yeah, I didn't really want it either. My brother got one. He likes it, but so I have one in my house. I've just never really looked at it. It's cool. It's got Super Mario World, Super Metroid, Mario Kart, Star Fox, F-Zero, and Link to the Past on this. No Star Fox 2 gets a cool screenshot breakdown. I like it. Really is super nostalgic for me because I haven't told you like my Super Nintendo story.
Other than that, you got too into games. Other than that, no, not really.
When I was like because the NES, the Super Nintendo came out 91, so I wasn't even born yet. So the Super Nintendo was like my gateway drug because like I didn't have a Game Boy for a long time, so my parents got the Super Game Boy on the Super Nintendo. I was allowed to play Game Boy games on that in addition like Super Nintendo games. So that was like where I played most of my games when I was really little. And then in like 98, post N64, like after I played Ocarina of Time and where I'd seen that being played, I was like, I really want to get a Super Nintendo. I don't know why, but even back then, I liked replaying new video games. And my dad got me one off eBay. It was like pristine, like in original box, 2 controllers with Super Mario World. It was somebody's copy of Super Mario World. It had like their name written on the back. I still have that copy of Super Mario World. But like, so after the fact, I had like gotten it and then gotten like Super Metroid, Link to the Past, Jurassic Park, and a couple other games on it, and just played those over in like Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2, and just played those over and over again. So like, I have like a weird attachment to the Super Nintendo, and like that really like going back and appreciating those older games, and then going and playing N64 games was really great. So
yeah, because like probably you and Scott are like the only ones your age I know that did Link
to the Past.
Yeah.
And I know Scott loves Super Nintendo, but he loves NES as well. Because his
like,
brothers played that.
Because like more of your generation is more where Bear is right now. It's like N64, so that's it.
Yeah.
You're in like in Donkey Kong 64 stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like even Katie, like she's a big Zelda fan, but like I don't think she ever really played the old Zelda games as far as like the top-down ones. So she's always been the 3D Zelda fangirl. So
yeah, I just like so the packaging is really nostalgic for me. What I love, and I do want to point this out for our viewers, is when you open up the lip of the packaging, it says "Now you're playing with superpower," and it's like hidden away, and it's kind of like the secret best part about the packaging. I love it so much. So I was wondering if the NES. So now it's gone. If the NES Classic had anything like that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he does.
And I sent that to my brothers because Derek, my oldest brother, like fought tooth and nail for a NES Classic until he finally got it from a GameStop like right after their shipment had dropped off. He like I sent that to them. He's like, "Oh, was that in like the original Super Nintendo packaging?" I don't remember. I don't know, but I hope so. Fingers crossed. But yeah, so I mean, I had that one pre-ordered because you and Danny texted me about it. So I just walked in and got it. It seemed like they only had like the ones that had been pre-ordered left, and they all had labels on them and everything. So and they didn't have many left. So I'm guessing like if they had extra stock that they just sold to people walking in, like that was all far gone
for sure. God, what I was about to say. Because I was thinking about this when I was playing Mega Man X, and like it has save states and stuff like that. Because like you have to actually get up and reset it to do it, and like you know, I've been thinking about like enhancing this eventually when this stuff comes out for that to like get more games on the SNES Classic.
Yeah.
So I'll be enjoying that, and it made me remember that like back when I used to do Not Machine Ask, like you asked like, oh, we should do one about like emulators and stuff like that. So I was like, oh yeah, we never actually had this conversation like about that. So like yeah, you should probably just save it for like fresh off the dome or something like that. So we like actually get in depth about like what ones we use and like stuff like that. And I was like, oh, that'd be a great topic to talk about. So
yeah, I definitely have used my fair share of emulators. Come get me, coppers.
That's why I had like no qualms of paying like $80. Like, yeah, sure. Like I'll get mileage out of that, and like I'll probably just hack in and put like Turtles in Time on it, and I'll be happy.
Yeah, like because like you know if they do N64 Classic, that might be the only other one that I would want to get because I don't see them realistically doing a GameCube one. Literally, I texted Brant because like people have already hacked it. Basically, which I saw a news story last night, the day before it came out.
The day before, yeah.
Of course. I texted Brant a picture of that news story, and I said, please help me get Chrono Trigger on this. And, like, literally, I will do it, and all I'm going to do is put Chrono Trigger on it. Like, I will not change anything around, just add one more game, and then I'll be good. Like, that's the only game I really want. Maybe, like, Final Fantasy 2, like, or Final Fantasy 5.
4.
So, like, 4, whichever one. Yeah, god damn it. I don't. So like
Trevor is watching, so he will judge me.
It's true. They skipped 5, right? Because it's 2 is 4 and 3 is 6.
Yeah, it was I was always like I remember when Trevor's on the show and I was asking him like why do people skip 5? Like no one ever talks about 5, and he was like he went to depth about that, but like
yeah, remember I had one person tweet in from my Sunday chats where I asked like what's your favorite JRPG of all time. One person said Final Fantasy V.
Over.
And I was like, thank you for saying Final Fantasy V because I've never had anyone else tell me that one.
Right.
So thank you. They really like the combat in it, I think, was the big thing. Which is cool. Like, not a lot of people say that about the classic Final Fantasy games. So, but I had one person say every Final Fantasy game except for 1, 2, and 3. So it worked out. Even 8, yeah.
Okay.
9, a lot of people like 9.
Oh, yeah, clearly now. A lot of people have been speaking about
yeah,
9.
Finally people coming out of the wet work. But like I know like Trevor likes Final Fantasy 9 a lot. I know it's not his favorite, but oh shit. There's like one other person I know that likes 9 a lot, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. A lot of like love for like the theatrical aspects of that game. Because like the folks are like in a stage play, I think is part of it. I don't know. I might have that wrong, but people will correct me.
Who likes 13?
I like 13, and then I'm the guy that likes 13. So like there you go. I still like 7 more, but I do like 13.
Mm.
Shit, I was gonna ask something too. Now I've completely forgotten. So here we are. We're gonna. I realize this is as soon as we get into the real show, this is just gonna be the Danganronpa cast. It's like cool. Like this actually kind of worked out.
I didn't get too far into it, unfortunately.
I didn't get too far into it either.
Okay, good.
But
good.
but like we just have like I just want to talk to you about it. I just want to be happy about Danganronpa again. You know what I mean?
Did you do the anime before again? Or?
I did not. I did not watch the anime.
Okay, it's not important.
I feel like it's not super important. Like
not
like
for this, no.
Yeah, it definitely seems like pretty separate. I'm sure there'll probably be reference in it, and then after I finish it, you can loop me back in.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure we'll do this. This is a game we need to do a spoiler cast on. Like I can already tell you,
Okay.
I've got like 6 working. We'll get to it. But yeah, I think like it's just the two of us now. Scott's asleep. People should know. Like Scott, I guess he was like doing stuff all day. He seems exhausted, so he just keeled over. No hard feelings from him because he texted us saying like, "Hey, I might pass out before we start the show." I'm like, "Don't worry about it," which is fine. How's life been? How's your week been?
Other than that, it's just been nothing else really. Like it's just been working, getting ready for my best friend's daughter's birthday party tomorrow. I bought her like a little tent, like a Princess Castle tent. Because like I noticed her like last time I was hanging out with my friend Tony, and like I saw her like playing behind the couch, and like like she had her play area, but it's like there was like like because I remember like when I was a kid, like me and my brother had bunk beds, and like we used to make our own like tents. Like we just put like blankets over like the bottom bunk. It's like, oh yeah, now we have a tent and this is our fortress type of thing. So like I was like, oh, I'll get her something like that. So like I got her like a little like a top of like a castle princess like thing. And like it lights up and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, I think she'll like that. And like apparently like ever since I told Tony, he's been pumped to see how she'll react to that. So we'll see how that happens.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. And other than that though, it's just been working. SteamWorld Dig really. SteamWorld Dig. The SteamWorld Dig Danganronpa. A little bit of Golf Story and in this SNES Classic, and that's pretty much been my week, honestly.
Okay. Have you watched anything good?
This week, no. Like I rewatched Get Out. That's pretty much the only other thing I've done. Oh yeah, I'll get the calls in the chat too. I did the Fresh Out the Dome topic about growing up black. I was more informative than I even thought it would be. So that was like a good.
How did that go?
Conversation.
You had Nicole on that, right? And
yeah, I had Nicole, Jared, and Blessing.
Which is great. That's a great selection of like folks from like different parts of the country too, I think. So
Nicole and Jared and we're all East Coast and Blessing Blessing's all the way in Seattle. So like we have to work that out for our schedule. But like yeah, that was just a decent conversation because it wasn't really about like because it's funny like when I put it out there I was doing that topic like I got a tweet from someone I won't mention on here, but like I got a tweet saying like, so when was the first time you got stopped by a black cop or stopped by a cop for being black? I'm like, whoa, like that wasn't where this conversation was even trying to go. Like we were just talking about growing up black and like perceptions that we have. Like we all grew up differently, but like really we all grew up kind of the same way. Where it's like how we were perceived, what black people were supposed to be, how we're supposed to grow up around white people and stuff like that, and how we're supposed to be proud of who we are. And it was a great conversation actually, because like it's just like the amount of perspectives going around, and like I've always said, like I've never been like a person who really like talks about race, and anytime I bring up my race is always in a joke because that's how I just grew up. And like yeah, it was like a great conversation all around. Like me being dumb too. Like the very first thing, like when that whole podcast was over, and like I was I'm tweeting out to promote it, and like because I'm fucking stupid, and like I eventually deleted it, but and just reposted it again. But I put out Fresh Out the Dome Growing up black, we talk about fried chicken and watermelon and how gas is too damn high and shit like that. Because it makes me laugh, and I love that shit. But it's like, oh wait, this is actually a serious topic, and this is something we're actually talking about. So I deleted it. It's like, oh, we're actually going to talk about some.
Yeah, we also didn't talk about this, and also
yeah, exactly. But
that's great. That's really great.
That's funny.
Sorry, Trevor posted something really funny in the chat of sirens, and then that being because I said I used an emulator, which I like. It's a good bit. That's like, yeah, I saw you tweet that out. I'm like, that's a really great like topic. Again, like as someone who like cannot participate or would not want to participate in a conversation like that, that's the stuff that I really like to hear, just because I really value that other perspective. And like one dude, like I remember I got asked, this is gonna sound super dumb or terrible. Actually, it's gonna sound super terrible. So like I'm prefacing that with this, and hopefully it'll soften the blow. I like we were talking about like, you know, who it was me and an unnamed other video games amateur podcast host talking about like, you know, all the different video games podcasts out there and kind of like the folks that host them and how they're similar and have like similar aspirations. And I just stopped. I'm like, how many amateur video game podcasts do you know or listen to that have a black host on it? And there was just like a real hard stop in the conversation of like, there's none. And it's just like, I don't want to say it like this again. It's so fucking token white dude. But like, I think you do bring a really great perspective here, and I think all of that group do, like Blessing especially, and Jarrett, in like all the podcasts I've done with him. So I just like I like really value that perspective, and it doesn't, like you guys said, like you all grew up what felt like similarly after you talked about it. I don't know, like I feel like it doesn't necessarily come off as being really important, but it really is. And I think like just having an outlet for that is really important as well, and people should go listen to that.
Yeah, like it's so weird because like it like when I brought it up, and like even the other stuff I wrote down as far as like stuff I want to talk about, like it's just, you know, I just want to talk about it. I'm just literally just interested. I'm curious. Like I'm like I said, race is not the top thing on my head, but like well, we actually had that conversation. Like, oh, this is actually like somewhat important, and I didn't really mean it to be that way, but like it was actually a very informative conversation.
Yeah, I can't wait to listen. So, I as far as things that I watched this week, I actually sat down and watched the first episode of American Vandal.
Oh, God damn it, I need to do that so bad.
It's like, yeah, I think you get a fucking kick out of it too. Like, it is simultaneously so dumb and so smart and so great at the same time. Like, yeah, it's exactly what you would want it to be. Because like sometimes it's just the bit is a good bit where it's like, oh yeah, like you see like a dude sitting in front of like a whiteboard with a bunch of dicks drawn on it, and you're like, oh yeah, he drew the dicks, and it's like that kind of hammed up bullshit, terrible like acting kind of thing, and then like you cut to like a scene where like they take that and make it like really serious. it's very good. It's what I expected it to be, but that is also like it's a very good mockumentary style thing. Yeah, it's just real dumb. It's about dicks, man. But it's not just about dicks. And it's better because of that.
Oh yeah, like I'm totally sold on the pitch. It's just a matter of just like getting around to actually doing it.
Yeah, I watched the first episode like Sunday, like the day after we recorded, and I haven't gone back to it yet, or we recorded on Sunday. I watched it after we recorded. I haven't gone back to it yet, but I would very much like to. That's really it. I'm trying to think.
Where are you at in My Hero? I'm just curious.
The last episode I saw was just before like the first filler episode where they were like, "Hey, this is filler."
The one where they're
in the hospital, like recovering.
Okay, yeah.
I
heard that was a fun episode.
It was really good. I'm gonna take a puff of my inhaler there because I'm like dying.
Sure.
But I'm excited. I have the weekend off, so I might catch up on My Hero Academia. That'd be fun. I feel like that'd be a smart investment of my time. Or I could just play Danganronpa all weekend. One of the two.
I need to do one of them. That's right.
Yeah.
I just read the newest chapter. That's fucking great. Mm-hmm. So I just had to tweet at NATO because like I love this fucking exchange of me and NATO going through this a weekly basis. I just tweet like something random at NATO because I don't say anything about the story or anything like that. I just say NATO, dude, and that's pretty much it. And then like NATO just get back to me like an hour later, like, yeah, I know, dude. And that's pretty much all we get for our conversation.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I need to talk to NATO again. Talk to him in a
good minute. Yeah, get him on Fresh Off the Dome.
Yeah, I should. And another big, somewhat chapter in my life because I put so much of my life into it. Detective Conan is finally on his penultimate.
I heard
because like and the only reason it's finally at that point now is Shinji and Ran, who are Jimmy Kudo and Rachel in America. They're finally official as far as like boyfriend and girlfriend, and now the Men in Black actually know they have proof now that Shinji's alive. So like that's going to come up to something. So like, oh
yeah. And then it like ends on like a cliffhanger arc, and then it goes into another big arc, and you're like, God damn it, they got me. When it ends, like that's when I want to get into it, because like that's how I live my life, and I'll just quit the podcast and dedicate a year of my life to doing that. That's the kind of time commitment it would take. Do you want to start the real show?
Sure. Show an Audacity.
I'm like, it's weird. Audacity for some reason is only letting me record in mono right now instead of stereo like it normally does. It's not a big deal, but I just don't know why. It's being a jerk. Nicole in the chat was asking Trevor how he felt about Destiny and asked if he felt himself falling off anytime soon. I definitely like see myself distancing myself from Destiny at some point.
It seems like everyone's at that point now. Not in like in a really bad way, but it's like, hey,
not a bad way at all.
Yeah, like Sean just put out like I'm at 305, game over until like December. So you know,
yeah, it's just like I have other things I really need to play.
Yeah.
And it's been nice to like I've had a really great arc with Destiny, and I'm excited because it sounds like our group is gonna try and run the raid tonight. As opposed to tomorrow. Either or, like tonight's a Friday night, and like none of us have to worry about work tomorrow, so it works out. But I think we got it. Like, I'll talk about it a little bit in the games part, but I think we got it.
Just real quick, like, was it like you were pretty much at that point, but like it reset it, and that's why you just did with another group? I was just curious.
So like. We'll talk about it in the games.
Okay.
I think that'll be a better fit for it. You ready to start?
Yes.
It's another fireside chats. This time it's you and me instead of me and Tony.
Mm-hmm.
All right. On 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bada bing, bada boom. Let me send out another tweet real quick. Thanks for coming by and listening, Trevor. I think he might still be at work.
Oh, is he really? Jeez.
Because it's 5:00 for him now, I guess. So he might be off. It's John Ferguson. Hi,
John Ferguson. What's up, my dude?
Shout out to John Ferguson. He's such a nice boy. Played Mario Kart with him a lot back in the day. And by which case I mean like 4 months ago, which feels like an eternity ago in video games. But yeah, he's a cool guy.
Neo came out this year. Ben was so surprised.
Oh, God, like
said that recently. I was like, oh, you forgot to. You reviewed it.
Like, fucking like Neo.
That's so funny because you said that last week. I'm like, man, like people forget it, and like apparently people did.
Yeah, dude, Neo came out. It's just like everything January and February specifically, because it feels like a whole new world happened after like Horizon, Switch, Zelda came out. Like it just feels like a whole. It's just like I just got this thing. Star Fox 2 just came out this year. Fucking what? I like seeing the reviews for Star Fox 2 also. It's a good. It's a fun bit.
Because it's like I don't even know like how you would even like review it like properly, like because I saw Sam's on IGN's review for it, and it's like he seemed like he wanted to be more enthusiastic about it, but he couldn't be because like he's like, oh, like I see like what they were doing for that time, and it looks great, and it looks great to me, but like for today's standard, like this is pretty just bad, just flat out bad.
Mm-hmm. This is the thing. Like I never really liked the original Star Fox. I played it through twice, I think, when I was a kid. And I was like, this is okay, but then Star Fox 64 like blew my fucking mind with all the branching paths and stuff. So I was never like really butthurt about Star Fox 2, but I think it's cool that it's out. I was also going to say in bonus content, congratulations to Michael Martin, friend of the show. Got hired by what's it? Capcom
Unity.
Capcom Fighters, which is part of Capcom Unity, I think. Yeah. Just, boy deserves it. He's a super wonderful human as well. So, so shout out to him. All right, let's get this baby started. Let's take another pre-show puff just to really cement it in. John Ferguson said in the chat, anytime you want to hop back in on Mario Kart, I'm in. I appreciate that. I don't know if you heard me talking to Tony before we started, but like that, I can feel myself getting sick. Like I can, like I'm starting to feel like a little feverish. I'm gonna take some Tylenol out of this plain plastic bag because I look like a drug addict right now. Just because, man, I can tell it's gonna suck. Probably gonna wake up tomorrow and just be like, all right. Oh, Trevor left work early so he could tune in to bonus content on his way home. Now he's editing his daily video. Well, thank you, Trevor. Shout out to you, buddy. It is Friday, September 29th, 2017, and you are listening to the Irrational Passions Podcast. I'm your host, Alex O'Neill, and with me, just the one man this week with me, is Brian Nabashin Jackson. Is that like Lord Jabu Jabu?
No, it's a Goron.
It was all right, that was my other guess. Okay. I was in the right game, but I was in the wrong section of the game. It's like Jabu Jabu just like makes like sucking noises, and the Gorons make the. Anyway, welcome. Hey, it's Friday. Got to get down on Friday. We're back. We're back on Friday. It happened. I still haven't edited this last week's show because I'm terrible. I'm sorry. But Irrational Passions back on Friday. It's just Nabashin and I. Tony was going to be here, but he got called into being a good friend to Griffin. That's fine. He's out there saving the day, which just means Nabashin and I are going to talk exclusively about Kingdom Hearts this whole episode. Finally, the cuffs are off. But Scott is exhausted, so he went to bed early tonight. So we're not going to hold that against him. We just can't get everybody back on any day that isn't Saturday. Apparently, that's the jinx now. I've ruined Irrational Passions with this changed schedule. But it's going to be a good show. I imagine it won't. Well, I was going to say it's not going to be terribly too long, but I'm just not even going to bother saying that at this point because we got some stuff to talk about. Because I'm on the show, exactly. We got some stuff to talk about, Nabashin. Some stuff happened. And some video games came out. So, one, you should listen to the bonus content. Get a little bit of Tony in there. It's on youtube.com/irrationalpassions. And 2, let's go right into housekeeping. Irrational Passions podcast is going to record on Friday nights again from here onward until we might need to change it or anything happens. We'll see. Fingers crossed. Hopefully it's just Fridays and we're clear. We used to record on Fridays for people that don't know, but then we switched to Saturdays and now we're back because I wanted to move it back to Fridays. And my lovely co-hosts were okay with that. And other housekeeping, a new episode of Input is up about the Fortnite conversation we kind of had a little bit of last week. It seemed to be the main discussion topic for that episode, which I'm excited to give that a listen, hopefully. And if you missed it on Sunday, Logan Wilkinson put out this great story about Rocket League, playing Rocket League. I don't know if you ever got to checking that out in Option. But it's still very good. People should go check it out. George Cruz fucking loved the piece too, which I love. When they we have like a separate group thread for coordinating stuff, and they were a big fan. I know Jarrett Green is working on a review of Hob, another great video game just came out from Runic. So hopefully that'll be up soon-ish. And I actually
Torchlight people, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
They did Torchlight 1 and 2. And Hob is kind of like a Link to the Past like game. It's very cool. I think you might take it too. They actually they sent me like a PC code as well, so I might actually check that out if I get any time at all. But I actually finished a review of Destiny 2 as well. I will try and publish that on Monday for people listening to this. And
how many glimmers out of 10 did you give it? Or I should say 9,999.
Yeah, 9,999 glimmers out of 100,000. Max glimmers, all the glims, as many gushers as I could give it, which are a thing that drops some competitive multiplayer. Started calling them gushers recently, and it's changes the game. I'll tell you what. But yeah, I liked Destiny 2 a lot. But I called Destiny 2, I think at the start of the review, I'm like, it's like Destiny but without any caveats. That's how I describe it. And I think that's a good way to describe it. Because before it's just like, yeah, it's great, but not as many butts anymore. Still some butts, but not as many. So plenty of good stuff to look forward to. It's gonna be this is a fireside chats. So I feel like this will be a little bit more laid back, chill. And someday I'll get that episode that Scott and Amish and I did up last week up. I apologize for that being late. I just had a lot on my mind this week. So, but we will. Let's talk about video games now, Wishin. What do you want to talk about first?
Talk to me about that Destiny thing. I'm just curious about it.
Yeah, sure. So this week in Destiny 2. There's a new episode of Farm to Tower up if folks missed it. We talked exclusively about the raid. We had a really, really great conversation about it. YouTube.com/Irrational Passions.
You had Cam and Alex and who else on that?
And NATO is on that one.
Okay. And everyone didn't beat the raid except NATO at that point, I think?
Alex had not beaten it. None of us had beaten it, actually.
Okay.
All of us had gotten to Callus and not had beaten him, the final boss. So now Alex and NATO have beaten it, and Cam and I have beaten it. So Cam and I got pulled into a game last night, and we beat the raid, start to finish, in an hour and a half. So, but it was with Griffin Gucciani, Sean Pitts, Fred Sully, and Danny Juarez. The Scheme Team, which is the name of their clan, which is appropriate. So Danny had texted me saying like, hey, because I was playing with Jacob Bryant, getting him raid ready. This is him and I might attempt it on Sunday.
Okay.
There's a lot of layers to this. He's pretty excited about it. So he's like 272 now, so he's ready to go. And I was playing with them, and Danny saw me online, and he's like, hey, do you want to run the road? I'm like, I guess. So two things. So first, this early in the week, I was like, I want to try guided games. And I want to see what this is like. So Gaia Games is open to everyone. Essentially, you can sit in a queue and wait for clan members to like people of 3 to 5 clan members to pull you in as like the to be guided, and they are the guides. So I waited for 55 minutes. I just had it queued up, and I played Metroid on my 3DS for 55 minutes, and then I got pulled into the raid with a group of 3 from this clan, and then 2 other solo players and me. We got into a party chat after some weird like NAT issues, and went for the raid. We played for a few hours, and we got through half of the raid, 2 parts of it. So I wanted to experience that. Like, what is this experience like? Because Bungie was really proud of that, and like, hey, we want to put this together. So 2 things, right? Pros, they were pretty patient about everything. Everyone had a little bit different strategies that they wanted to do, so we tried everybody's, and then we stuck with the one that worked the best for certain things. We did finish 2 parts of the raid. I would consider that a pro, because that's hard. Any part of the raid is difficult. Cons, people were kind of getting frustrated with other people. At one point, someone had muted the 3 people that were in a group together, and was just like talking shit about them to the other 2 solo players. Two of us solo players, like, I knew how to do everything in the raid, and one of the other people did, and the people that were the quote unquote guides definitely did not. And we had to kind of tell them what to do for a lot of the parts of it. Also cons, a lot of the kind of offensive words that you would expect to hear on the internet. There's like 6 dudes, right? Like, I guess I shouldn't have expected more, but like a lot of that hard F word, and I'm like, I'm good, guys. So I just sat back and listened, because I just want to know what that experience is like. So generally, like, the gameplay part of it was pretty positive. Like, everyone was pretty cool about getting stuff done. It was just the fact that you had to deal with different people was the kind of shitty part. But like, I will say it worked. It took a long time as a solo queuer to get into a group. If you have 3 or more and you're like looking for solo players, you'll get them in like a couple of minutes, from what I understand. But I had to wait like an hour. So that was like my first experience, right? Did 2 parts of the raid. Found out, so this raid is different. Like, there are 4 challenges, right? 3 challenges, and then the final boss. Final boss is always at the end, but every week it's a different order of the challenges, which is actually kind of cool. So when we originally did it, the first week it was up, it was like the bathing ritual, like the gardens with the dogs, and then the gauntlet, which is like a relay race. And then the final boss. This week it is the gauntlet, the baths, the dogs, the final boss. So I like that they mix it up every week. That's a cool way to kind of change up the raid. So then I jumped in with Danny and Sean and all them, and we went through it all. It was very much like it was Cam and I there, and we had done all the parts separately, or like with our team. And we had done the thing where we had like nailed it down with our team, but that just takes a long time to kind of get to that point. But just going through and like reiterating, this is what you need to do, this is how you do it, and then like beating the boss at the end, like, it was after that I'm like, okay, cool, like, I know our team can do this. We just like were exhausted before. Like, I recognize that. And like, the last time it was Cam, Trevor, and I in another group, like a separate group of 3, just doing the final boss, and we like got it down, but it was really just a thing of like fatigue, and we couldn't get through it. So like, I know there's probably going to be some hiccups on some parts, but like, apparently we're going to try and do the raid with our original group tonight. And I know we're going to knock it out of the park. So it is a thing of like, you go through all the failure motions, and then you win, and then you just move on to the next one. But when you come back fresh and go through everything all together, it's just like, this all makes sense. I know exactly what I need to do. Let's do it. So that's what I meant before when we were talking the bonus content.
And I guess like I thought like the whole reason was I mean I don't know like I thought like going through it together would be like more special, like like just going with your main group. And
It is, and like
I mean because I know you got to the point, but it's just like I guess you wanted to be like make sure you knew what to do, so it won't be like you take another like 5 hours to get there and then like you still can't beat them or something like that.
I think that's definitely like part of it. I played this other thing with my alternate character. It's not like I'm saving my main character for the actual group that we run with. Just for reference, like I knew
that makes more sense now. Sorry.
Yeah, I knew I might get like some side eyes. But like I mostly thought of this as like a practice run for when I do it with the real group. Because we had the plans to maybe do it this weekend, but I might have had like something conflicting, so I was gonna get subbed out. So like I had already kind of figured I might not be able to do it this weekend. Then it cleared up, so I'm going. So we're all gonna run it together, and again, we're doing it tonight. So like it all kind of worked out. But yeah, that was more of like a dry run to see if I could do it. Because like I believed in us, I knew we could do it. It was just like making sure everything's in the right spot. And now like I've got my main character who have done all my exotic quests and stuff and have to beat the raid with. I haven't done that with, so like I'm ready to get everyone back together, and like when we do it, it's gonna be special.
So who else hasn't done it yet? It'd be Trevor and who else?
Trevor and Connor, and I don't know if Mina has done it in that group. I know Tony's done it. Cam and I have done it. So I'm not sure about the other three. So
do you always have to be 6 to do that raid?
So there are people that have done the raids in Destiny 1 with like groups of 4 or groups of 2 or solo. So I'm going to assume with Leviathan you have to have 6. I don't know. I'm sure.
I know like there's certain stuff that that you have to communicate. I have heard that a lot. So that's probably would be like the most hardest part to get through that raid, I would say.
Yeah.
Because you said like there's parts you have to like actually use a microphone instead of just like like you can't like text or something. I'm assuming. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean like this raid, like I kind of said, is specific in that there's a lot of actual spoken dialogue, and in the final part, especially like I guess you could get away with it with 4 people, but it would be like an actual living nightmare. Because you need at least 3 people in like this shadow realm, as we've been calling it, because they each see 3 different things. They call out what they see, and then the 4th thing is not called out, and the people outside the shadow realm know, oh, that 4th thing is the one I need to go to. So I don't know how you would do that without 6 people, because like outside the shadow realm, there's just tons and tons of enemies. You have to clear them out. And then like obviously you need so many people to do damage to the boss at the end. Otherwise you're just not going to do enough damage. And that's usually how like it'll damage gate people from finishing it at the very end. So I'm not sure, but I definitely would like. I've heard a strategy where like there is a way to, when in that final boss it splits people 3 in the shadow realm, 3 outside. Some people do it where they leave an extra 4th person in the shadow realm, because at the end of that you can essentially accrue a stronger buff to do damage to the boss, and then you can one phase the boss, as in kill him in one phase.
Okay.
And I definitely want to just see what that strategy looks like, because Sean and Danny and their group, they were talking about maybe doing that the next time they did it. Just because like that sounds hardcore as fuck. But yeah, I'm excited. Like I feel like I can properly lead the raid team now into victory. So,
okay.
But yeah, it's definitely still gonna be special. I want to reiterate that, because I know Trevor's gonna give me some shit, but it's special to me. Goddammit. But that's it for Destiny 2. I think I started a second character, who's now at like 295.
Also a hunter or a titan?
A hunter. So I have my warlock is my main character, and now I have
okay.
And the hunter was like the only class in Destiny 1 that I never really played. So I got a titan to like max level and everything in Destiny 1, but I never really ever played a hunter. So now that was cool, just like learning all their abilities and stuff. Hunter's pretty fun. They have the jump that you would like, Navashin.
That's good.
It's just a double. It's just like a regular ass double jump and then triple jump after you upgrade it to that.
Jump's been weirdly fucking me up like the last few days. Like I don't know why. Like
Mhm.
even like, well, God, it was something else I was playing recently. I was like, why am I not jumping right? Like maybe it's just me. I don't know.
But like that's it outside of Danganronpa, which I think we'll loop back around to at the end. So what have you been playing?
Let's get out of the way real quick because I didn't put too much time into it, unfortunately. I got Golf Story, and I only played like maybe like the first like 20 minutes of it. Just because I'm watching streams and stuff like that, and I was busy. I didn't have time to actually like spend time with it. But like, goddamn, like instantly like charming, and like if you just look at the intro cinematic of that game and just like see how they do text bubbles and like how people generally speak in that game, and just the look at that game in general, it's like, oh man, like this is something I can like see myself really enjoying and really getting into, just because like it's just like completely charming. Just like
what is Golf Story, just for my reference, because I'm still not super familiar with it.
It's basically just a golf game that has like a story with it, weirdly enough. Like I said, I barely got into it because I'm pretty much going into it blind. I pretty much just bought it blindly just because so many people have been mentioning it. But like playing is pretty much just like hot shot golf, and like apparently it has the same aesthetic as like Mario Golf on the Game Boy. So like that's what people are mostly referencing. But like apparently it's just like everyone's like, it's the new thing that everyone's super into. So I just got it just off the whim, and yeah, it's really good so far. From like that little 20 minutes I played, but like if something could just hook me just by the way it looks and like presents itself, I think that game succeeded like crazy.
Yeah. Apparently it's got like RPG mechanics as well to some extent.
Yeah, I think so. I didn't get to that point. Like all I did really was just like know how to shoot a swing a golf club up, and that's it.
Yeah, I saw some screenshots. I made that Stardew Valley connection, but I didn't really understand like what was the big hubbub about it. But it sounds cool. I like stories in my golf games. That sounds pretty fun. So, what else?
I beat SteamWorld Dig 2. Yeah, that was a good obsession for like a good number of days. Like it was just like I said, like I usually don't play my Switch portably, but that was like a game I actually took out the dock and like laid in my bed and played while something else was going on my TV, and I enjoyed that game from front to end. Like it was so good. It's just so good. And I think it took me like maybe like 7 or 8 hours to actually like complete it. Still there's still some miscellaneous stuff, like a little stuff here and there, but like for the most part I got like mostly everything in the game, and I beat the main story of the game. But yeah, like that was just like just complete just fun, just like a fun, non-stressful, just play a video game and have fun, and just and like also with this NES Classic that I've been playing a little bit too. I think I just need a little bit of that now for a moment, even though like I'm about to like get deep into like with Danganronpa, but like like just playing a game just to play a game, it's been really good.
Yeah, it's and there's a credit to that kind of simplicity. I think I got a little bit of out of that out of like Sundered and stuff this year, and Flint Hook for sure.
Crash Bandicoot and Tomba
Crash Bandicoot
again.
actually, yeah, and playing Tomba because I'm a weirdo. But yeah, Crash Bandicoot for sure. Yeah, there's just those games are nice, man.
Yeah.
And you can't undersell that. Speaking of like, yeah, we both got SNES classics or SNES classics.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, apparently it's like a big deal if you say SNES. It's like Super NES is the only one that I don't quite get.
Yeah, that's just weird.
I like to say SNES. Yeah.
I've always been SNES.
Mm-hmm.
Too many syllables, but
so. What do you play on it? You just played Mega Man X, right?
Yeah, as soon as I got it, I just played that game from front to back because that's one of my favorite games ever, and like really enjoyed that. Yeah, but like it feels good holding a Super Nintendo controller in my hand in the first time in like probably 20 years, like since I had a Super Nintendo. That was a nice feeling. Like, and like it, you would think like, oh man, like I'm like my hands are so big now, like it'll probably like get crunched up or something like that. No, it feels fine.
It feels like legitimately perfect. Like it's like,
yeah. It's like it's so simple too. Like
it's weird because like it doesn't have like the things that fill out your palms, right? But like it's not quite, because I don't really like the NES controller. I know that's like sacrilegious to say, but it's like that hard square edge of it is just terrible for me. But like the Super Nintendo controller is nice and round. Got the purple buttons, light purple and dark purple buttons. It's like fuck yeah.
Yeah, and like and you just said it too. Like not having a grip with it is like wow. It's like I don't know. Like that's just like I don't really even need it. Like it's you know, if you really think about it, it's like, do I really even need that on my Xbox One? Yeah, I probably do actually, because like there's so many more buttons on there. But like
I think like the triggers especially like puts like some tension on your palm, and that's where you're gonna need that grip and everything.
But getting nice back to something so simple and simplistic is actually really, really nice.
Yeah, because I was like, I didn't get it too much before we had to start recording, so I'm like, oh shit, what can I boot up and play quickly? So I Super Contra, Super C, which I don't know what the actual Contra 3.
Contra 3.
Okay, I knew I was gonna get it eventually. I've not played too much Contra ever. The only one I like is Hardcore Uprising, which is like such a weird fucking Contra game to like for the 360, the anime Contra game,
right?
It's a fucking great Contra game. Just gonna say, but I just played a little bit of that, died like 1,000 times immediately. I'm like, all right, and I just played the first 15 minutes of A Link to the Past. And it's just like, still so good. But I'm like really excited because like Earthbound, never played, always wanted to play. Super Mario RPG, I still don't know if I've ever beaten or if I only ever watched my brother beat it. So like, and if not, like I know it's been minimum 15 years since I touched that game. So I'm like really excited.
So good.
Yeah, like I'm gonna like it's gonna be the whole like feels like I'm playing it for the first time again for me. So I'm like really excited to play that.
And like you had Paper Mario for so long too, and you played that multiple times. So like I'm just curious how you would think about going back to that game.
Yeah, going back to that game is gonna be really cool for me. And like those two, Earthbound and Super Mario RPG for sure, but like I can maybe finally play Final Fantasy VI at this point. Like, and there's like another big one. Like, I mean, I want to check out the Star Fox 2, but and the Logan Wilkinson and I are gonna play through Mario World at Extra Life, which I'm really excited about. He's never played that game. It's just like fuck, like that's gonna be like that's just gonna give me so much joy to watch him discover that game.
Yeah,
like just to watch somebody discover Mario World for the first time. It's like, yeah, he said the ones with the red dots have secrets in them. They have secret exits. So it's like, we gotta go back and find the secret exit. It's like, oh yeah, man. Like,
I actually never knew that.
You didn't? Yeah, that's
I just
someone had to. Like,
I just happened to find them. That's all.
Yeah, one of my older brothers was the one that told me that. So because they were trying to help me without helping me too much when I was playing as a kid, so they told me that so I would be able to go back and find all the secret exits. Because I was like, how'd you get all the secrets? And they're like, all right, here's the big thing. The one with the red dots on the map, those are the ones with the secret exits. It's like, oh, okay. So, yeah, man. Just like Super Nintendo is super. We talked about it a little bit in the bonus content this week, but it's just like that was the system for me that got me really into video games. So it's just it's a really important piece of my gaming history, maybe the most important piece. So just to have it and have like this cute little one is so exciting for me. So
like if I ever think about it, I don't know really what got me like when I think about my video game history, because I've actually never really even talked about it before. Like I had the NES, like I had the NES and SNES because like, my parents got that from a pawn shop, and like we played that, and like like I think I just stayed with my main stuff, or at least with the NES I did. Like I had a friend that like had like almost all the NES games or whatever, but like I just played like pretty much Mario in that game, Mario and Donkey Kong on the NES. As for the SNES, I know I played Super Mario World constantly, and the Mega Man X obviously, and like stuff like that. Like I was really diverse with that. And had Sega Genesis, and all I ever played on Sega Genesis was the Sonic games. That's why I'm so much a big fan of that. But then like it's like right after that is where like stuff that's like fell off. Like I know I always wanted an N64, never got it. That's why like Mario Kart 64 is like a dark hole in my heart or something, like, you know, like so many people have like an affinity for that, but like it's like one of those things I just don't get. And like I'm one of those people like, oh, Super Mario on the Super Nintendo is the best one, you know, other than like Double Dash and probably 8 now, but whatever. And then like when I eventually got my GameCube and PS2, like yeah, I think it was like the PlayStation 2 that really like got me into gaming again, because like that's when I started learning about importing and stuff like that. So I think that's like my accoutrement to my.
That's what I was gonna say too. Like, not like knowing the games that you love. Like PS2 seems like the one.
Yeah, like so, like when I had a PlayStation 1, I literally only played like Mega Man X games on it, Mega Man X game, and like Dragon Ball fighting games that I had to get somehow. But yeah,
I mean, really, what else do you need though? Yeah, like PS2 is probably number 2 on my list as far as like important consoles for me. It's like SNES and then PS2.
You know what really made me appreciate the SNES, which is probably my second favorite console after the PS2. I'll probably like go back and forth with that, but like
back and forth, right? Depends.
Yeah, because it was literally like playing the emulators with the Super Nintendo. That's how I got to like. That's how I knew about the Japanese video games. That's how I knew. That's how I played Super Mario RPG through that. And it's like, oh, that game's amazing. I just dipped my toe into everything. Like I played Buster Bust Loose on that, and like I really enjoyed like the football part of that game. So like stuff like that.
And it was cool, like because like my uncle owned a video store that like my parents had sold to him. So like he had a bunch of Super Nintendo games, and then later on N64 and stuff games. So like me and my brothers would like be able to rent one all together. So like we would try out different stuff, like, you know, Mickey Mouse and the Castle of Illusion. I forget what it's called.
Magical Quest.
Magical Quest, yeah. Like, you know, my brother Brady loved that. He loved Disney and everything. You know, both my brothers really loved RPGs too, and like my mom liked adventure games and my dad liked platformers. So like we had a kind of pretty diverse selection, and I kind of like all of it, right? So because all of them liked all of their specific things, so it just kind of rained down on me, and that love for the Super Nintendo grew so much until like ours broke, and then I got another one when I was a little bit older, and it was like 7 or 8, and I have so much love for that system. Any given day, like there are 15 games maybe that I'd want to play on it, like and now I have 21 of them at least. Like speaking of like Japanese games, like there's a sequel to Secret of Mana, or like a follow-up, I guess, to it that came out on Super Nintendo, but not in America. I still have never played that. Or it came to America under a different name, and I had not heard of it until relatively recently. So like there's definitely still gaps in that I'd want to fill out at some point. But yeah, I love it. And you know, you look at the list of games for the NES Classic too, like stuff like Star Tropics and whatnot is really good, really rad picks for that as well. So there's just like such a good selection here. Like I've never played F-Zero, the original. Like I'll give that a shot. Why not?
Yeah, that game's great.
So yeah, it's a, you know, say what you will about like the manufacturing and the selling of it, though it definitely doesn't seem as bad as it was last time around. But this is a rad thing. $80 is more than maybe I would want to pay on my nostalgia, but I feel okay paying it.
Yeah, it's too expensive, just flat out. But like, because like you don't even really need 2 controllers for this, because like there's only like 2 or 3 games that actually have like multiplayer in it, or at least decent multiplayer in it. So like, but yeah, it was worth it for me, because like what I plan to do with it, like it's gonna be more than worth it. So like, yeah, $80, sure. Yeah, get a new SNES controller and play like old games with that controller. Yeah, for sure, totally.
Yeah. And plus, like, you know, you can use that with like the Wii accessories and everything. If I ever break out my Wii U again,
you're gonna sell it. Don't worry about it.
Someday, get an Xbox One X. No. What else have you been playing?
I got Cuphead. I just started playing that today, actually.
How is Cuphead?
Cuphead's really fun. Like, it's definitely like because it's funny. Like it's literally like this old school mentality with like I've just played like old games where you die instantly and stuff like that, and like that's pretty much what Cuphead is like you just like memorize enemies patterns and you try to like overcome that through constant deaths and whatnot. But like the way it's broken out, because like I think this is like the biggest thing people don't know, like how structurally this game is, because like like there's like the platforming scenes and then there's like nothing but boss rush mode, stuff like that. So like you have like your overhead world like Super Mario world or Super Mario 3.
I bet that looks amazing.
Yeah, like that game looks fucking awesome. Like I love that look of that game. But I have like a very, very soft place for my heart for that art style and stuff like that. So like but like basically there's like pretty much two types of worlds you can go to. Like there's ones that are called like run and gun, where it's pretty much where you just do like platforming sections and like like you're constantly shooting and like dodging things as you go. Pretty like Contra-esque and like pretty standard with that. Your life system is pretty much started off with like pretty much 3 hits and then after that you're gone. But like you have like a little perk upgrade slots when you're in like the overworld, and like you can like have what you want for that, and like how you want to like have if you want to have like a spreader, you can just pay for that with coins that you get through the game. So like you have like your running gun sections, and then you just have sections where you just fight bosses, and they're pretty much like all the separately connected. Like when you do running gun, there's not really, it's just a theme for that world and that's it. And like you're just like going through it, and then like after you get to the end, you just get to the end. With the boss rush mode, it's just like you just fight like a really creative like boss, like you've seen like the carrot boss and whatnot through previews and stuff like that. And like they have like various stages that they go through, like pretty much 3 stages. And like when you die, they'll show you like pretty much where you're at in that stage. Like they have like a bar and it shows like little nicks in the bar where it's like, I almost beat him at the 2nd stage. He's about to go to the 3rd stage. I could at least see how that was. So it's pretty much like something you just like, you die over and over again and rinse and repeat until you eventually beat him. And yeah, it's a very like old school type of game. And it's hard, but like it's not it's like it's the old school hard. It's like Crash Bandicoot hard, not that hard. Not even Crash Bandicoot hard. I think Crash Bandicoot's probably harder than that, because like it's just about just remembering enemy patterns and knowing where to be and like knowing where to shoot at. So it's basically like playing like Contra or something like that. So
like Contra like is what I would probably categorize it as, at least. It looks really good though.
Yeah,
like, I was waiting to see like how you felt about it.
Yeah, I feel good about it. Like it's pretty cool. Like it just came out at a bad time, honestly.
I don't know if there's a good time to come out at this point though. So
yeah, it had to come out, and I'm happy it's out.
Yeah.
I will get back to it, but it's just like Danganronpa's calling me, and I have Mega Man X. Like I'll play that first. So
it's just again and again and again. Yeah. Yeah, like that, man. I didn't know there was an overworld. I'm really excited. Like, I don't even want to see it. I want to get it and play it and then see it. Because fuck, that sounds really good. Cool. I might check it out. I'll see how you feel, maybe if you finish it or not. But yeah, does that seem like a contender for you?
For like Game of the Year?
Yeah. Like on your list, at least. It's a tight year, so that's why I'm wondering.
Probably not, honestly. Like if I were to say like something I enjoyed more, I enjoyed SteamWorld Dig 2 more than I'm currently enjoying Cuphead, but
Okay. SteamWorld Dig's, it's hard to beat though.
It's real fucking good, dude.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. God, I need to get on that. 'Cause now I have Hob kind of sitting there as well, so I was like, fuck. What else? I played Samus Returns more. It's worth noting. I made a lot of progress, but like it's just more of me playing that game, killing Metroids and shit. I got to my first Gamma Metroid, which is when they kind of start looking H.R. Giger like, so like alien like. There's just like they've added a lot of different mechanics to fighting them. So like the Gamma Metroids are big and long, and they have like 4 legs, so they'll crawl up the walls. And now that the grapple beam is in this game, when the Gamma Metroids like shoot out these beams out their back that like ricochet off the room, you can shoot it with the grapple beam and rip it off the ceiling, and then like it'll lay on the ground with like its Metroid orb brain stomach kind of sticking out. You can shoot it because like all of the Metroid evolutions still have like it's usually like their underbelly has the kind of like nucleus looking thing that you're kind of like, oh, you see a Metroid, like that brain looking thing.
Right.
Like they still have that, but it's hidden sometimes under armor or like on their underbelly. So like you can shoot that with an ice beam and it'll freeze that and then shoot it with missiles and it'll do extra damage for some of them. Gamma Metroid's not for them, as it turns out. But like you can rip them off the ceiling and then like they lay on the side and you can shoot it. It's like they made the fights like way more intense and interesting with some of the like those additional mechanics. So I've gotten like just I got the super missile, which is cool because like the only other Metroid game that I think has had super missiles is still Super Metroid. And
that's not new for that game, is it?
No, I think it was in the original Metroid too.
Okay.
But it was just like it's been a minute since I gotten those, so that was cool. I just made like a little bit more progress. It's definitely like getting that much harder as well now because you're fighting like the more powerful Metroids. It's just there's also like this really great set piece moment where you're running from a monster that's like smashing through the walls like a big machine. That is definitely new to this game, and you do get super missiles at the end of that, so they might be new. And you get the Spazer beam, which I believe was in Metroid 2, which is like the wide beam. It's like 3 stacks of beams instead of just one single beam. Fuck. Like there's just like the kind of this. I've seen the stuff that they're adding now, like running away from that giant robot and like avoiding it. It's just like, man, it's really good. It reminds me again a lot of Zero Mission, which is maybe the best thing. Like that's the best thing you could have done is harken back to that other really good Metroid remake. So Metroid Samus Returns, 2 thumbs up, rationalpassionate.com. So what else you got? Namshin, you want to talk about Danganronpa?
Yeah, that's like the only other thing I played. Like
you played the first one, it looks like.
Yeah, I went back to it for like a good minute or two just to like remind myself how much I really like those games. Yeah, I just like loaded up an old save. I saved somewhere in the middle and like just got wrapped up in the conversation again. Just like, oh yeah, it's like, oh yeah, that happened. Like, oh, that sucks. And like, oh, I know what's happening coming after this. And like all these feelings, I'm like, yeah, I'm feeling good. And then like that just made me like just play V3 for like like it's so bad because like if the NES Classic wasn't the SNES Classic wasn't a thing this week, like I know I probably would have took it off for to play like a good chunk of Danganronpa because like today's like my only today and tomorrow are my only off days, but like I got a party to go to and like I've been busy all this morning, so yeah, so I haven't had too much time to get into it. Like I'm like right now for your context, like I'm still in the prologue and like I'm about to meet the last character you're supposed to meet out of the 16.
Oh, okay.
Live there, so like I haven't gotten anywhere really.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, I'm in the first trial, I guess I could say. So I'm in chapter 1, the class trial. Man, where do I even begin? And so like I'll say that I'll get this out of the way because I'm sure people are going to lodge criticisms against this game because I got it on PS4, $60, maybe doesn't necessarily. It feels more like a $40 game, Vita game.
Yeah, that's the one I got
on PS4. But like, you know, I'm happy to pay $60 for these games because like they've given me hours of joy, and despair, of course. So like it very much just feels like a Vita game on PS4, which is funny because like I remember they were saying like this game is going to look the best on PS4 Pro in 4K. I'm like, I wonder. It still like looks amazing. Like the art is incredible. The character designs especially are super amazing.
Yeah, playing the demo on my PS4 and it looks really, really sharp and really, really good. It's
cool. You can like import the demo save file on PS4 and get bonus stuff. I don't know what stuff you can get because I never ended up paying the demo.
There's more monochrome coins and probably some costumes, but that's it.
Yeah.
Nothing too big.
But yeah, so like I realized going into this game, like I watched the announcement trailer and nothing else. I didn't know shit about shit on this game. I didn't even know you played a female protagonist.
Oh, I thought you knew that. Okay, yeah, sure.
I didn't know what any of the characters really look like. I'd seen like maybe 4 of them. So like going in, I'm like, oh, like this is great.
Yeah. It's like playing the first one all over again for you.
It really is too, because like the kind of setup is like when you're going into it is pretty similar too. But yeah, I just like Danganronpa has ruined me on Danganronpa, but like it's definitely intentional, and I love it because it's like I don't trust anyone.
Right. I don't know what are you talking about. Like, oh yeah.
It's like I trust no one. I like 6 completely different working theories at any given time of like, here's what I think happened, or what I think might think is happening, and it's just like, but like that franchise has made me that way, and I kind of love that about those games because I feel like you can't really say that about any other franchise, and yeah, it was really like a moment when like I got to the class trial last night. I was so tired, like I couldn't keep my eyes open, and I'm like, I want to know what's happening. And like I could feel that feeling from the first game coming back of like I could just get a cup of coffee and get through this class trial, and then I'll know, and then after that I can decide whether or not I go to sleep. I'm like, it is way too early in the morning, and I do at some point have to get up to podcast tomorrow, so it's really good. It's just like it's really good. It hasn't like done anything to subvert my expectations quite a bit yet. There have been like a lot of little things, but it is just really good because it is consistently of that tone and quality of writing and character work that and just matter of factness. Like there's a moment where I'm trying to think like a good example in the first case that isn't like spoilery or anything. Where well, like you spend a lot of time in the investigation of the first case of like just ruling out possibilities as opposed to like uncovering more as to what really happened. You were just like taking everyone aside and being like, why, explain to me why you couldn't have done this. And like, that's just such a different approach. But it makes a lot of sense in context, and it's smooth, and it's just like, oh, this person left this room, but like, here's why they wouldn't have been able to do this. And it's like, oh, okay. And just like that, just unorthodox, but really smart and logical approach to things is always nice and surprising. And then like, I totally had forgotten about motives, like the fact that Kuma provides motives to everyone, which is like a huge part of it. So when I got to that part, I'm like, oh, fuck, that's right. Like, this is about to get super fucked up, I'm sure. And then it did not disappoint me at all. It's just, yeah, it's that smart. Also, the localization on this game is incredible. And you haven't gotten to either of the 2 parts on it. So, like, I don't even want to ruin them. But, like, there are 2 moments where, like, it reference current, like, this year current things.
Oh, really?
That are like I was taken aback. I was like, whoa, like this is topical as fuck. So like it is like both layers of great, of like really smart and then like super topical as well. And yeah, it's really great.
You haven't gotten to like any of the gameplay sections of the trial, have you?
I have. I got
because I know some of the systems from the demo. Like that's the only thing that really the demo showed off. Because like in the demo, you'll have like Hajime and like Makoto there just to like help you out. Because like, you know, this isn't a canon thing or anything like that. It's like something like funny for the side. Like, hey, this is the demo. We'll kind of letting you know that. And like they had like they took like the person who got murdered in the demo was like a hero from Danganronpa 1, but like
nice.
like you know, everyone suspected him to die forever, and like he never did, and then like they finally just did it.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. And like yeah, they were just showing off like certain systems. So I don't want to say them because I don't know if you got through all of them, but like
so I've only seen 2. Well, I've seen 3, I guess. Nonstop debates, obviously.
Yeah.
The main one, and then like multiple nonstop debates where 3 people were talking at the same time.
Yeah,
which is super cool. And then like nonstop debates where you have to like agree with somebody and like corroborate with them, which I think was in Danganronpa 2.
Yeah. There's another one that's really cool because it's like it's basically the same thing you've always been doing, but like it's just a new twist to it. So you have to like think differently. So it's like, oh, okay. So like I have to do this to actually get to the truth. So it's like, okay, that irons out pretty well. So
yeah, it's cool. And like I forgot like how good that first trial is at just kind of like introducing you to the systems and everything, and like how immediately fucked it gets in the second trial of like, all right, now it's gonna get real hard. So yeah,
how are the characters for you so far?
Pretty good. I like that there's like it feels like there's way more female characters in this game.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and Kaede is awesome. Like,
yeah,
for
she's super
little bit
great.
I've seen.
And she's like, the ultimate penis. She like references a lot of
Pianist.
Make
sure you emphasize. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're right. No, you were good to catch that. She like references a bunch of like classical pieces of music that I have some point of reference for. And that's that's really cool. She's super smart, but she's like perky in a super friendly way, as opposed to like not too in your face and stuff.
Yeah, her optimism is like really infectious, and like like we have Makoto who seemed like the ooze off that like from like like being the character he is and who he ultimately becomes. But like she just seems like that's a decent good character. Just for herself.
Yeah, she doesn't seem like too over the top or like hyper intelligent per se, but definitely like perceptive and insightful and smart. There's a really diverse selection of personalities, and like there's this one, like the little guy, the short guy, Ryoma, I think is his name.
Yeah.
And like he's totally the exact opposite of what you expect him to be. Like super kind of like emo. He's basically like the guy from the bad boy guy from Breakfast Club, right? Like I've done some stuff, but he's not like super funny and sarcastic. He's just kind of like dark and brooding. It's cool. I like that the pervy character is a female character in this game also.
Oh yeah.
There's always a pervy character in Danganronpa, but this time it's a very different pervy character, and she's not
the inventor, right?
Yeah, the inventor.
Yeah, okay.
She's not like being a perv to other characters. She's just accusing everyone else of being a perv. And saying like lewd shit and dropping F-bombs. But yeah, it's just like there's a way more diverse cast of female characters, and that's good. That's like that was something that was definitely like lacking in Danganronpa 2, I thought in particular. But like having a female character and then way more female characters. Like, there's only like 5 male characters, I think. So 5 or 6.
Yeah, like probably like the only one from 2 that really stood out was just Chiaki, and like I liked Ibuki, but like the Rockstar one, but like like she was just the eccentric and just she was a funny character, but Chiaki was like definitely the standout for that.
Yeah. But it's like it's very good. I'm really excited to just see when the first oh shit moment happens, because like it's very much like it builds off of the pacing of the previous games. Like it feels like it's moving at a faster pace because like those have already kind of like revved the engine. But I know that expectation is going to be subverted. But what's best about it is like the game knows that I know that.
Yeah.
And it's fucking with me. And it's just like these guys know how to make a video game 1 and a video game franchise 2, and it's just like the way they play into that, because they did the same shit with 2.
Yeah,
I was blown away by the end of that game. It's just like getting back into a game that is that smart and that like true to the people that have committed to the time to it is like these guys are like on a fucking whole other level, and it's so great.
Yeah, like it's even like worth mentioning like eventually if you ever get around to seeing it, like it even translates to the anime for 3, like really good actually. So
I was told to watch the anime that I should watch one of each episode and alternate back and forth.
I mean, you can, like the way I watched it, which I think I preferred the way I watched it because like I played the first 2 games, or the way that I played the first 2 games, and then I watched it. I just watched the Future arc, and then I watched the Despair arc. And then eventually I watched the Hope episode at the end. So like, That's how I liked it. But like I believe it was Nicole who said that. Like I don't doubt that other way is better either, because I think she did the despair first and then the future arc, and that just like fucked up her watchability. Not that it ruined it for her, but like you know, like certain revelations were revealed too early.
Nicole says just don't watch it the way I did. Despair then future. That's what she says. So yeah, I just it's getting me back into that franchise again. And again, like it took all of my self-control to hold off like playing the first one again in these past coming weeks.
See, like it's fucking funny you say that too, because it's like I was so ready to like, oh, I need to play this. I need to play these again. I really do. But like I said, this has been like the worst year ever just to like go back and do backtrack shit. I don't have time for it. I don't have time.
Mm-hmm. And it's probably for the best though, because like
probably
getting those mechanics nice and fresh again is super fun. It looks really great. Also, it's worth noting, just like walking around the 3D environment, it's part of it. It looks really great. It doesn't look amazing, but it looks really great. Danganronpa's great. You should play more in option. I will commit to it now. We will do a spoiler cast on Danganronpa.
Okay. We getting Justin and Nicole on that?
Loop Justin on that. Maybe we can get Nicole on it. That could be fun.
I keep roping her in these fucking podcasts. Like that'd be her third one she ever done. And like, yeah, just fucking do it. And apparently she's totally okay with that because she's cool.
She's having a good time with it. The only other thing is like Dustin Furman, I know, is really into it. And I know I'm gonna see if I can get a guest on for next week that I've been like waiting to book them so they can come on the show and talk about Danganronpa with us. So, so that those would be the only other ones.
Hopefully, when this Danganronpa thing is over, we can finally get everybody to play those Zero Escape games so they can understand.
It's true.
Not this year, obviously, because I ain't gonna fucking happen.
Because, like, you know, I wanted to.
I know.
It's just not this year. I did play Nier, so like, you know, I at least checked one thing off the list. I feel good. I feel good about that.
You're a better man than me. You played the first Nier before you played Automata, so
yeah, it's true. Although that's just because I'm dumb and weird. Although I think both of us are at this point with fucking games. So, that's it, right, for video games.
Yep, totally.
We'll take a quick break. We can come back, talk about a little bit of news. Like, there's not much, and we have a couple of questions. Some we'll throw it out because, you know, rocking that fireside chat. Maybe we'll have like a nice little quick chat about something. Have a little discussion. I like doing those for the 2-man shows. So we will be back in just a little bit. I'm like, where's my phone? Oh, Tony said he can come back.
Oh, bring him in.
Tony said, wait, how much Kingdom Hearts on a scale of 1 to 10? Actually, 0.
Papers, Please is actually might be coming to Vita soon.
Oh, that'd be a really great fit for that game.
And like 5 years ago when they said they were going to do it.
True.
Marcus Dungeon coming to Switch.
I'm here whenever you're ready.
Hi, Tony.
Hey.
Anything different this week, Tony?
Have you guys not started recording yet?
We have.
Yeah.
I figured I would wait to speak until I was also
We're
recording.
on the break, actually.
Oh.
So, like, you came in, like, literally, you texted us at perfect time.
Lit.
All right, I'm going to use the bathroom. I know I don't really have to pee right now, but I will, so I'm just getting out of the way.
What you should do instead is just go and get like 6 glasses of water and just chug them right before we start again.
Sup?
Hey, babe.
Hi.
Hey, girl. Can I get your number? I need you to tell it to me right now, live on the air.
You want what? Did you say you want me to give it to you?
Yeah.
Give what? My Ingrams? My loot?
Your number.
I'm not gonna say my phone number on the air. 696969696969.
Shit.
All right. Y'all ready for this?
Damn it, you guys.
You guys know that feeling like when you take a pill like medicine?
I thought you could say take a massive shit or something. I don't know.
Take a massive. No, I'm not that crude. So you guys know when you take a massive shit? No. No, like when you take a pill and you don't drink enough water with it, and it's kind of just like sitting there, like right in the back of your throat for like a half hour. And you can kind of feel it like slowly dissolving. And you're like, that happened to me earlier today. It was terrible. My fucking my antidepressants are like those like plastic capsule pills, like the Dragon Ball capsule pills.
Oh, that's the worst.
Literally, I'll show you. So like I could feel it like dissolving in my throat. And it's just like I almost gagged it up at one point. It was real bad because I didn't drink enough water, and that's why it says take with plenty of water. Everyone,
you ever taken one of those like rectal pills and tried to swallow it?
No.
You should not do that. Not saying that I've
taken
ever
a
done
rectal
that.
Pill.
Me either. I've never been prescribed
Are you sure?
one. Yes, positive.
Okay.
But I just figured that's a pretty good general advice, you know?
Yeah.
What's the situation when you would be asked to be taking a suppository?
I have no idea.
I've taken suppositories that dissolve, but I'm not taking a pill. Sometimes like they gotta empty out your bowels, like for colonoscopy. I think you might have to do that.
Sure.
Those are the kinds like the dissolving ones. So
I know, like my nephew stuff like that. You have to use like a suppository, like because the baby doesn't know. Like I don't know because I remember we did stuff like that, but I can't remember off the top of my head. It's been so long.
Yeah, I guess like if it's a baby and like it's like really strong antibiotics, maybe. It's like
Yeah, that's probably what it is. I would think.
Because it'd be a choking hazard for a kid.
Exactly.
I think like when your colon like digests it, it's like really fast too. So that's why like when people were like shooting alcohol up their butts, they were getting drunk super quick. Back
that does make sense.
2.5. Yeah.
Dude, is that like a new thing for the agenda at Extra Life? Like, fucking,
Yeah, like let's
you know, like one of those like
paint bucket,
like
get a syringe.
Yeah, the turkey syringes, like
Turkey
the giant
baster.
fucking ones. Yeah, and like fill it up with rad tequila. You know, not normal tequila, specifically rad tequila.
RAD tequila. We're gonna put it up your butt though, Tony.
I mean,
no.
I mean, no.
I mean, yeah. All right, you guys ready?
Only
we gotta count Tony in.
Yeah, give me just a hot minute. Okay. Gotta make sure, because I actually had to reconnect my microphone a second ago, so make sure this is working. All right, we should be good.
Okay. On one, Tony. 3, 2, 1.
All right, let's get this party started.
And we're back.
Hello.
Hi, Tony. Welcome back.
I'm back.
You,
no one else knew that I had been here and left, but it happened.
I mean, I might have said that.
Well, you know, in my head canon, they didn't know.
Okay, fair enough. What video games are you playing, Tony?
So, yeah, this week's been kind of interesting for me because I have like basically quit like most video games. Like I quit Hearthstone, I quit Black Desert Online for the most part.
Fine. For the most part. Oh, there's a
yeah. Like I'm not actively playing the game. Like I don't even have it. It's a game that thrives when you're AFK, but have it open. And I don't even have the game open. But I don't like not plan to play anymore. You know, if I have time, I would. But like there's that. I pretty much just don't play most video games anymore because I don't have time.
Except for Destiny.
Well, Destiny we're playing right after this, so you know I gotta be in there.
Yeah. Gotta get in there.
Gotta get in there. We gotta fucking...
Mr. Fucking... I've completed the raid 5 times now.
I have.
I know. You have to rub it in, though.
I mean, I'm not. I wasn't rubbing it in when I said it. I was saying it for context.
Okay.
But anyway, so I replaced Hearthstone. That's the reason why I don't play it anymore.
Got it.
With a game called Shadowverse. It's like Hearthstone, but with a couple key differences. One being that instead of like lame World of Warcraft style art, it has anime titties, you know, and like rad dragons.
Those words. You could say like moe.
It's moe as fuck.
It's moe as fuck.
Yeah. So, but no, the reason why, like, one of my friends wanted me to check it out, and I did, and I wasn't planning on sticking with it, but it has a couple of the key things that I like about those kind of games,
like moe girls.
First one, and one of the big things that I hate about Hearthstone is that when you start this game, they give you...
You can't look up the skirts.
Yeah, well, that's true. When you start the game, they give you 10 packs of every expansion that's ever come out. And that is enough to get, like, if you get, like 2 good cards, that is enough to play, you know, it's enough to play a deck, and you don't have to spend any money to buy packs. So they just give you open, like, 70 packs 10 minutes into the game, and it's awesome.
That sounds great.
Yeah, because Hearthstone has this huge problem where you can't start playing Hearthstone now, or unless you want to spend like $600 like out of the gate, or you won't be able to play anything. Another thing, like other than that, it's mostly just like I prefer how the mechanics in that game work compared to how Hearthstone works. Like a really good example would be in Hearthstone. There's a mechanic called Charge. A minion with Charge can, on the turn that it's played, immediately attack another creature or the enemy. But that it's binary, right? They either have Charge or they don't. There's no in between, there's no stipulation to it really. Like there may be like one monster in the whole game where it's like has charge, can only attack minions, or can only attack face. In this game, Shadowverse, there's actually 2 separate charge mechanics. One of them, I don't remember what they're called. I think one is Storm and the other one is something else. One of them is the same as charge. So you have it, you can immediately attack the opponent or one of their followers or their creatures in this game. And the other one is the one that is interesting. It's this one, the actual like charge, same idea, is very rarely used in this game. But the more common one is it's able to attack immediately, but cannot attack face, can only trade, like can attack things on the board. Okay. And that's super important because it makes the things on the board more important. It makes creatures that you have to attack first more important. It basically, that one mechanic, in my opinion, changes that game from what Hearthstone is to a much different, like more closely resembling like physical card games like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Magic the Gathering. You also are only limited to only 5 monsters on the board at once. Spells in this game sometimes are the similar where you play it and it's gone. Sometimes you play it and then you get a small monster that you played basically to cast the spell. It just was a thing holding the spell. And sometimes there's this other type of card that's you play it and that will give you a passive buff or like an aura kind of thing in Magic, or like it'll count down a specific number of turns and then that will be that'll go away and then you get an effect. So there's a lot more creative use of like mechanics you would expect in a card game, and they don't rely so heavily on things you can't do in a physical card game. Like Hearthstone kind of has a hard-on for like mechanics that are impossible in a game that is played physically, and they really, really like RNG, almost honestly to a point of fault in my opinion. Like there's too much RNG by far in Hearthstone. It's really bad. So this game it has RNG, but any card game does. It's just less. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I prefer that. It ends up being more combo centric, and like you end up you pretty much most games will end by turns 9 or turns 10. But yeah, I don't know. It's like Hearthstone, but it's a bit faster, I'd say. But you feel like you're doing more powerful things, and you also feel like you have a lot more direct control over what's happening to you and what you're forcing the opponent to have to deal with.
And I imagine like if there's only 5 monsters on the board, it's also a little less overwhelming.
Right, and your auras and stuff like that share those 5 spaces in most cases. So yeah, it's neat. It also has a mobile app that links between. It's also on Steam for both PC and Mac, so you're able to play on the PC or on your phone, just like Hearthstone. So yeah, it's super neat. I've been having a lot of fun with it, and I haven't had to buy any cards for it, and have a pretty respectable deck, so that's pretty neat. It's been cool.
Yeah. So it's what, Shadowverse?
It's called Shadowverse. Yeah.
Cool. Check it out, kids out there. What else you got?
Check out Alex O'Neill's out there.
Card games on motorcycles.
Yeah, man.
See, I get one joke of a thing that I've never watched. There you
go. I watched the first 6 episodes. It's not bad. It's not the worst thing you could ever watch.
Apparently, card games on motorcycles actually is pretty cool. The idea
have a whole
of it,
title about it.
Yeah. Like something about 5Ds. I don't know.
I say, you say, we all say Fudo. I think that's what it was. Yeah, I say, you say, we all say Fudo. Yeah.
You say Fudo, yeah. You say Fudo. That's what was the actual name.
Other than that, it's just been the Dest,
How do you feel about Destiny?
It's fucking good. Game's great.
Yeah,
I watched
game's great.
16 plus hours of Giant Bomb attempting the raid this week. That is actually, I haven't played Destiny this week, but I played 16 hours of Destiny by watching it, But yeah, that Destiny's great. The raid's fun. Griffin, Sean, Sean and I were trying to do trials last week, like right before the reset, and we were 5-0 when they cut off trials. Right? No, 5-0. So we didn't get to finish our flawless run. It fucking sucked.
Yeah.
So because we only needed 2 more wins, and we were fucking murdering people. And now since it's the next week, the cards all reset. So we'll have to restart. And it's not a big problem, but like it would have been my first time going to the tower in Destiny 2. So that would have been nice. It also, I found out, if you wait till it also was weird because we expected to have till 10 a.m., but they changed it this week so that it went with the normal reset at 2 a.m. So we lost access to it 8 hours before we thought we were going to, which kind of sucked.
Yeah.
But yeah, I also found out the first time you unlock that stuff, the social space goes away after the weekend, so I didn't get to actually go and turn in all the tokens and stuff. So it was all just sitting there. Like I didn't get to finish the milestone to go see the person in the trials social space either. So that just sat there all week.
Damn.
Yeah, it's okay. The big thing was just like, second week of trials, no one really knew what the expected time for it to end was. So, but yeah, that's pretty much been me, man. I've been doing a bunch of other stuff than playing video games this week.
Cool.
Oh, dang him.
No.
Dang
it. What about Dragon Grandpa?
I want to.
We luckily got that PC? Discussion
True.
out of the way. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely, if I get a chance, I want to look into it. But I got a lot on my plate at the moment, so as soon as all that kind of passes, I'm totally down.
You're good, fam. But you missed it. There were no spoilers. But I think I did good with no spoilers, at least.
How is it?
It's fucking 10. Great, dude.
It's IGN 10 or like 10?
Like IGN 10, which would be less than actual 10.
Right.
Damn.
Sick burn. Sick burn. It's very good. It's as good, bare minimum, as good as the first IrrationalPod, which is like, that's some top quality shit right there. All right, how about we talk about some news?
Okay.
News in gaming. Not a lot of news happened that I could tell. The Wii Shop channel is shutting down in like a year. They announced that.
We'll talk about that in a year when it actually shuts down.
Yeah, I guess they announced that today. January 31st, 2019, will be shutting down. So, and you will no longer be able to add Wii points to your account starting March 26, 2018, which I don't understand. So I guess you won't be able to buy anything starting in March next year, but you'll be able to re-download things after that period. So I don't know if this also includes the Wii Shop channel on Wii U or if it's just on the original Wii system. But yeah, so okay, it says in 2019 we will close the Wii Shop channel used on Wii and Wii U. The Wii Shop channel is successful Wii U via the Wii backwards compatibility feature. It's been available since December 2006. We would like to thank all our loyal customers for supporting the Wii Shop channel. We'd like to continue to enjoy software download from the shop. So that's kind of a big deal. Obviously, you'll be able to download it, transfer it to Wii U, or transfer your whole Wii stuff to Wii U and everything. But apparently some stuff had like gone missing off of their different points. I mean, what's really important here is the Wii Shop channel music is going to be leaving us.
I mean, is it ever really going to be truly gone?
No, it's going to be with us forever. But shout out! Can we take a shout out to the Vita TV Shop channel music, because it's really good.
The what?
I guess it's the Vita as well.
PlayStation TV.
PlayStation TV. Yeah, I guess you. Excuse me.
I forgot that I owned one. I lent it to a buddy, and they still got it to try and play Persona 4. But yeah, I guess that's somewhere in the world.
Somewhere. It's off there in the distance. The Vita has really good PSN store music. I found. I was downloading Muramasa to my Vita TV, my PlayStation TV this week, and Danganronpa.
Oh, you actually took my advice? Oh,
I did.
You sweetheart.
I know. You know me. So I downloaded Muramasa, Danganronpa 1 and Danganronpa 2 to my Vita TV, my PlayStation TV, and I was just like, man, some good music right here. Yeah, I thought that was interesting. I guess like we haven't had like a big console marketplace online store shut down yet. I mean, it makes sense that Nintendo would be the first one, but like PSN store on PS3 is still up. 360 store is obviously still up and kind of flourishing through.
So,
Xbox One.
do you think like what's next? Right, like the Switch eShop. That's probably what's gets shut down next.
Honestly, I would see the Wii U eShop getting shut down before PS3 and 360.
Damn.
Apparently, the Switch eShop had a sale today or this weekend for the first time like ever on Thumper on one game, 25% off.
Get yourself some cheap shit.
Which is like it's only a good thing because it just means Nintendo's capable of doing a sale, which is good.
Yeah.
But yeah, they need to clean that shop up. There's a ton of games on there, but it's just very terrible to navigate. IMHO. Actually, just make it a real app instead of like a HTML5 web page, I guess. So Namashin, I'm not like I feel like you would know this better than I. What's going on with Red Dead Redemption 2?
They just showed their teaser trailer, and they're just showing they're doing their typical Rockstar thing, where they hype up a trailer and just like it's just a trailer that like is like pretty much a trailer just to show like mechanics of the game, but like not necessarily say it. It's just pretty much like showing like all the aspects of the game in like the prettiest light, and like they just want people like to do the deep dive and like analyze like, every second of it, and like people get really off on that stuff, like especially like people who are big fans of Rockstar games, like because like almost every frame have something like new or different into it, like with this one with Red Dead Redemption 2. They like show like a half a second scene of like the main character and just like shooting an arrow, which was bow and arrows were in the first Red Dead Redemption at all. So it's like, oh, we have arrows in this game, so that's cool. And like they emphasize like the wildlife in the game. Like you see like like when you see like a bunch of birds in the sky flying at once, it's like, oh, I can actually like hit all those birds. If I wanted to kill all those birds, I could, because like in every animal in the original Red Dead Redemption, you can like kill like if you see a bird in the sky, you can shoot in the sky and it'll fall down. You can like skin it. So like just like different stuff like that. It's a good hype trailer for what it is, and everyone's excited. I'm along with it too. I can't wait for that game.
Yeah, like I watched the trailer. I watched it on my phone too, so I haven't like given it the full treatment. I saw like I guess it's like confirming that it's a prequel.
Yeah, it had Dutch in the trailer, and Dutch was like not necessarily the antagonist of Red Dead Redemption 1. It was more like John Marston had to like find all his brothers in arms the game that he used to be to like, and has to like turn them in or like kill them off for the law enforcement in that game, so he can get his wife and son back.
So that's interesting. I'm curious to see like the Wild West. Like it feels like tonally that's kind of like what they were playing up in that trailer. Like that's what the kind of commentary over the trailer is like. There are no laws out here. A lot of bandits, people wearing bandit masks. It looked like graphically, again, watching on my phone, not even like I was watching my phone like in portrait mode, not even like horizontally. So I'm a disaster is what I'm saying. It like looked amazing, like the faces and everything looked great. Like that's the big takeaway I had from it. I didn't really know what the fuck was happening. But yeah, I don't know. It looks cool. And still like no word on release date from that or anything. So
it's the spring of 2018.
Yeah. So I'm still guessing. My guess would be around May, which when the first Red Dead Redemption came out. So
same day as Alan Wake.
Yeah, fucking killed it. Literally just shot it in its grave right there. But yeah, I wasn't sure. The trailer seemed good. I guess some people were disappointed by the fact that it seems to be a prequel, but I'm interested to see again. Like, this seems like the Rockstar game for me. Fingers crossed that my best friend doesn't ruin the story for me before I get the chance to play it. I talked to him about it yesterday also. And
Oh, just to remind him.
Yeah, he still feels terrible. He's like, you would have liked it so much. I'm sorry. And I'm like, I will play it at some point. So, just as a reminder, an option. Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming up. 2018. Got to get that Final Fantasy 7 playthrough done.
I know.
But yeah, that's the only news I saw. Unless you saw anything else, Option.
Just a bummer one for me. Like, the Gravity Rush 2 servers are going to turn off in January.
Damn.
But like, you know, online wasn't really that big of a thing. You just like leaderboards and like just sharing like pictures online. So like so you could get like Dusty tokens, so you can unlock more costumes on it. So like yeah, they just decided to do that. I mean, that's just a bummer because like the only thing that is really like a bummer of it because it's like obviously like it is short because it's like it's only been a year and stuff like that, and like we still have servers on for like PS3 games and whatnot, and also like us playing for PlayStation Plus, you would think they could keep the servers going, but like, you know, it's a new like I don't know what the reason is, but like it's a bummer for me. But oh well, it's not that big of a deal.
Not a huge deal. No.
It's super huge.
You guys want to take some questions real quick?
Sure.
I didn't think ahead of time to bets, so we're gonna have to cross that bridge when we get there. But let's take a peek in the mail sack. You can tweet your questions at IrrationalPod, hashtag IPQ. We will read them on this show. That's all we got for this week. Trevor Starkey sent it too. At Snarky Starkey on Twitter said, "So how was it beating Callus? I wouldn't know yet. Hashtag shade, hashtag winky face. I'm sensitive."
Yeah, come on, dude. How dare you betray the fucking raid group?
Says the guy that beat it 5 times.
But see, like the same day as
you expect this of me.
I'm gonna join this. Yeah, right. Exactly. This other group, like he was flabbergasted when we did our first group. I had not done the raid yet.
Yeah, I was honestly stunned.
But like the same day as he goes in and beats the raid, right? Like, and maybe like 2 hours beforehand, he texts us. He's like, "Don't worry, guys. I haven't gone in and beat him yet. I'm still pure." And then he immediately went and did it. So
well, like we were talking about maybe me subbing out. So I figured it wouldn't be a big deal. Also, so it's not a bunch of children. All right, calm down. No, but I'm excited to do it with my main character, one, and with the main team, because like that team, man, we bled together.
Yeah, we did. We listened to that amazing Dogs music for a long time together.
We huddled up together, Tony.
Yeah, we did.
We're family. Trevor also says, also, are we going to drunkenly attempt the raid at Extra Life?
I hope so.
I guess.
I'm going to come up with some secret rules.
No secret rules, though. That's the only...
I'm pretty sure that the secret rules were specifically requested of me before I made the rules. So
I mean, maybe.
You brought that on yourself, dude.
I'm pretty sure NATO is the one that requested that.
I don't know. Someone told me to make secret rules, and I did, and I made one that was a really dick secret rule, and you guys were all like, "Nope, not having it."
It just wasn't enough build up, man.
That and it was like secret though.
Huh?
Why'd you tell the secret?
What do you mean?
You said there's secret rules, and then like you told them the rules, and they don't like it.
No. So the way that it happened, there were a bunch of rules per boss, and like a couple, like two basically overall rules for the between the boss sections. And it was requested that I come up with a couple like secret rules with like harsher punishments if someone manages to break it. So I made like 3, and one of them was near the end of the raid, and everyone was already kind of fucking drunk, and kind of pissed at me too for making them drunk. And the last one that I had in there was kind of rough, because there's a section in the raid where you have to kill all of the enemies in a puzzle before like you can go to the next area. Mm-hmm. And so the secret rule was that you could not leave like that area without helping to kill all of the enemies. If you just ran through it, then you had to finish your drink or whatever the punishment was. And so the way it happened, I went in, started killing shit, and then all of them run right past me to the next area. I'm like, well, every single one of you broke the rule, and they're
You
not.
trained us. Like you taught me to do that, Tony. You told me to never kill ads. Just keep running till the story mission's over. But yeah, probably we're probably gonna get drunk, and I haven't been drunk in a long time. I'm probably gonna get drunk during actual.
Whose fault is that?
My medication.
All right. I mean, you could have just disobeyed, you know?
I could have.
You made
yeah,
that conscious choice to not drink
died.
in that moment.
So, yeah, we'll probably do it. We'll think of some fun things to do with alcohol in the raid. I'm sure. I'd like to do the raid during Extra Life. It's been a 3-year tradition.
Are we expected to be painting things this time? Is that going to be like a thing backed by popular demand, or
considering who will be there? Without giving it away, we probably have to.
Yeah, I am going to be there. So
I know Andrew Taylor's a fucking alcoholic. You saw him chugging that paint can.
I don't remember who it was, but I remember someone at Extra Life last year was like, "Man, this paint can, I'm really afraid of this." And then they started drinking it, and like,
that was
this
Andrew.
is good. It was Andrew. They just kept going back. It's like,
he kept drinking it, and we had to be like, Andrew, stop! You're going to die. And he's like, I'm fine, guys. He just chugs it down
while he's stumbling over himself. Like, guys, I'm fine.
I think he was fine, but man, it was way more fun to think otherwise. That's it. That's all I got for the show. Nabishin, while I do this outro stuff, can you look up the result for last week's bet?
What was last week's bet?
The credits.
Which game?
For Danganronpa V3.
Left your spoilers.
That's what I'm worried about too. All right, you know what? I will do this.
I'm looking, goddamn.
I can do it. What do I need to do?
Look up the length of the credits for Danganronpa V3.
Length of credits. Okay. What was the actual bet?
How long are the credits of Danganronpa V3? How long will Danganronpa
what figure?
V3 script? Like minutes to seconds.
I can tell you how long the credits song is for it.
Is that the whole credits or the
I have no idea.
Songs? It's true.
Hold on. Let me just.
There's probably like an archive of credits.
Actually, there probably isn't.
I got it.
Because you can't stream it.
I mean, I can see all the credits, but like I know how I can see like all the voice actors and et cetera. But how about we just do an audible, right? Length of the credits song.
Okay.
Because that's what's available.
It is available. Are you good with that caveat, Nabishin?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll loop back around to that then. All right.
If you want somebody gets spoiled.
Yeah, it's true. We'll take that just for ourselves. I forgot they couldn't be streamed. Let's close it out. If you want to be a part of the show, you can send us an email, mailsack@irrationalpassions.com. Leave us a voicemail, 404-590-1337. Standard long distance fees do apply. Or tweet at us at IrrationalPod, but use the hashtag IPQ, please. That way, if you have questions, you can send them into the show and be a part of the show. We're each on Twitter. You can follow each of us I am at AlFighter27. Scott is at WhatTechuz. Nabishin is at NABESHIN186. Nabishin186. And Tony's at Tony Horvath, all one word. And the site and the show and everything is on Twitter at IrrationalPod. Other stuff, rate and review us on iTunes and Stitcher and Google Play. Go to VGEvo.com. Check out the awesome podcast network there that we are part of. Listen to Monthly Passions podcast, another podcast from IrrationalPassions.com, and Input, video games news show from IrrationalPassions.com. That one's weekly, so you should check that out. Twitch.tv/IrrationalPassions. Been streaming Destiny at least once a week, every week. And YouTube.com/IrrationalPassions. There might be some stuff going up there soon. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Please. And if you like the show, tell your friends about it. Because word of mouth is the best way to spread the love. If you tell a couple friends and they like the show, and they tell a couple friends and they like the show, it just keeps going. It's just a whole lot of like. And for everything else, Irrational Passions, irrationalpassions.com is the website. Now it is time for bets. So last week's bet was how long will Danganronpa V3's credits be? We were opting to take the credit song because we want to protect our ginger young souls from being spoiled. How long is that credit song, Tony?
It is 4 minutes and 17 seconds long.
My bet was 4 minutes and 18 seconds. Nabashin said 7 minutes and 23 seconds. Scott said 2 minutes and 25 seconds. I'll take that. Damn. Just saying. 2 weeks in a row. Almost completely on the money on that one. That brings the scores up to Team BBC is 39.
Oh, fuck.
And Team Flawed is 33.
Jesus Christ. It took like maybe 2 full seconds for me to realize what had happened and how amazing it was.
That means I've won Danny Juarez's love and respect until, well, love and affection, endless. Until next week when it's up for grabs again, and also the final word. I didn't think of a bet for this week, so if we can't think of one real quick.
Forza. How many times they say car? I don't know.
What does that even mean?
Forza.
Wait, doesn't Forza have a story mode in this?
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Here's the bet for this week.
Okay.
Approximately how many attempts will it take the Irrational Passions raid group tonight to beat Callus?
To beat Callus specifically.
Yeah.
I like this one. How many attempts?
This echoes last year.
It does.
Does it?
How many times will Danny Wars die during the raid or something? I think that was the extra life
that
bet.
was such a good bet. Oh, I'm happy that we're finally getting into the point in the year where we're like looping in bets from last year. How many attempts will it take the IP team tonight to beat Callus in the Leviathan raid? All right, go ahead and submit. So you guys are doubling up on me.
Everyone has played it except Trevor and Mina and.
Well, they've all gotten to that fight.
No. Yeah, the group that we're running with tonight has all been to the same place together.
Okay.
We've gotten to the fight. We've never finished the fight.
Yeah, we never actually finished the campaign of Halo 3.
Yes. Damn it. We should have. That's our next co-op adventure.
Dude, I did it. I beat Halo 3 on fucking Legendary, man. Got all those skulls. I actually I bet I could buy Halo 3 and go to and find all of the skulls again without looking it up. I bet I still remember that.
That could be a fun extra life challenge. Maybe not all of Halo 3, but
well, just like where all the skulls are, you
know. Tony, you can send your bet.
You still have to play Dark Souls 2 first.
Fuck. What if I just like? Do you want both of us to bet?
Yeah, why not? It's because Scott and I bet against Option last week, and then it was fine.
Okay, I bet 1.
Really? So 1 failed attempt or 1 successful attempt?
Yes. I mean, it's not going to matter because I just like looked at the group chat and saw your guys' bets, so it doesn't matter. But 1. That's my answer.
Okay. I bet 11. Option bet 10. Gotcha. Got him. Tony bet 1. So we'll see. We'll find out. I'm going to stream that for folks' reference. Twitch.tv/IrrationalPassions to anybody watching the video live. If not, that video is going to be archived to our YouTube channel, to our audio listeners, of which there are many of you, and I still love and respect you. So check it out. If you missed it.
Check it out.
Check it out. That's the show. This was fun. This one, like, too long. It was good. It's brisk. It's our first Friday show back. Tony's back. I missed you, Tony.
Hey,
so let's and hopefully Scott's getting some good sleep. That boy deserved it.
What happened with Scott?
He said he was exhausted, man. I don't know. Maybe he got up early this morning.
Okay, I thought like a thing happened. That's all.
No, he just said he was probably gonna pass out before the show started.
Gotcha.
So he's a sleepy boy. Thank you all so much for listening. Thank you to Danny Wiesner for our opening music of 2-player co-op and our closing music of The World is Saved. Thank you to all the folks that listen to the audio version of the show for your patience. I will get the most recent episode up as soon as I can. Probably tomorrow morning, Saturday morning. And thank you, just everyone, for watching, listening, being amazing and supportive and wonderful. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Nabshin, for joining me. As always, I love you guys. Winky face. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, Tony. Love it. Embrace my love.
Gross.
I've been your host, Alex O'Neill. Play your games. Stay irrational. We will talk to you all next week.
You know, like that whole thing where like you say winky face and I say gross to myself was never a thing for the podcast, for the viewers, for you. It's always been a thing for me. You know, just to keep myself.
However you want to interpret it.
Keep myself.
Love it. Selfish motherfucker.
It's been something to keep myself sane in the face of Alex O'Neill attempting to be my friend.
I love you guys. But it's a winky face because I wink at the camera. Listen to this fucking button on this Super NES Classic. Aww.
That sounded like some kind of flesh hitting some kind of plastic.
You like that? You like that?
God damn it, phone. This whole time you were so good.
Read me some titles, Tony.
Titles. We got 9,999 out of 10,000 glimmers. Joys and Despair. The Ultimate Penis. It's Moe as fuck. And Secret Rules.
I like the Ultimate Penis, but Joys and Despairs.
I like it.
Because it's the only PC one.
What do you mean? I like Secret Rules.
Secret Rules is good too. What do you like, Tony? Secret Rules?
I was going to vote for Secret Rules. Because that's the one I was here for.
I'm down for that.
And it's Moe as fuck.
No, not as Moe as fuck. It's not. Tony, do you want to say the episode number?
Okay.
And I can say the Secret Rules. It's like a little role reversal right there. It's 347. I'll stop. Whenever you're ready, Tony.
All right. Well, you're listening to the Giant Bombcast, episode 501.
No. Come on. Play with me.
You're listening to the Irrational Passions Podcast, episode 347.
Secret Rules.
Oh, Daddy!
You can stop recording now.
Daddy. Get him,
Oh my.
Daddy.
Get him.
When? Just
Thank you. Thank you everyone for watching. We love you guys.